Our reading is taken from Magnifica Humantas, the Encyclical letter of Pope Leo XIV on safeguarding the human person in time of artificial intelligence. Social doctrine as a shared discernment. Paragraph 26. This attitude of openness to truth, which is at the same time both one and diverse, profoundly expresses the Catholicity of the Church, for she embraces the entire human family, yet is also immersed in the concrete situations of peoples and cultures. The Second Vatican Council reminds us that, in virtue of this very Catholicity, each part contributes its own gifts to the other parts and to the entire Church. In this way, the Church grows as a whole and as individual communities thanks to a mutual exchange and to shared efforts toward an even fuller communion. It follows then that the people of God are not only gathered together from many peoples, but are also intertwined through different functions, vocations, cultures, and traditions, each being called to support and enrich the other. From this perspective, St. Paul VI acknowledged that, given the great variety of historical situations, it is unrealistic to think that the Church's social doctrine can propose a single response valid in all contexts. For this reason, he invited each Christian community to interpret the reality of its own country with clarity and responsibility. The fruitful tension between the universality of the Church's mission and her local roots is an intrinsic aspect of her life, for she encompasses the whole world while addressing the specific issues of each context as the real setting in which the Gospel takes shape. In light of what has been said so far, the Church's social doctrine can be seen more authentically. It is not a handbook of principles and norms to be applied, but a process of shared discernment. It is born from the encounter between the eternal truth of the Gospel and the questions of history. It allows itself to be challenged by the signs of the times and draws nourishment from the contributions of science, culture, and human experience. Therefore, the dignity of our brothers and sisters is violated when politics fails to address the tragedies of humanity, when the economy turns against the person, or science oversteps the limits of its competence. The Church, together with other Christian denominations and believers of other religions, must make her voice heard, not in order to dominate, but to promote communion. Understood in this way, social doctrine becomes a theology of communion in history, a history in which the Word made flesh continues to be present through dialogue, memory, and prophecy. Here ends our reading.